I can't believe I'm doing this video. Karl Malone, 99 overall career simulation, starting at the age of 28, him and Stockton, a cool little duo. Maybe one of the most hated men in NBA history, and he's never gonna get a video unless I do it, so I have sacrificed myself and my own mental health to make a video on Karl Malone for you guys. Now, let's be honest, did anybody really want the Karl Malone video? I'd hope not. I hope nobody here who watches my videos are Karl Malone superfans, because I wouldn't want you watching if you're a super fan of Karl Malone. The main reason we're doing this video is because I thought it would be funny. I thought it would be dramatic. I haven't uploaded it in a while. I just had COVID, and my first video back is I didn't want to make this video. Oh, I got some of you guys sweating over there. Or you're a new viewer and you don't care. You just really wanted to see Karl Malone in action, which, by the way, right now, he is 56-9. At the end of the regular season, Karl Malone is your MVP, 31-13, 6-2, and 2. Larry Johnson, Rookie of the Year, 6th man, Dan Marley. You guys see all these award winners? Yeah, they're very similar, like every year. Not every year, but the first year of simulation is always pretty much the same 5 dudes who win these awards. Coach of the Year goes to Jerry Sloan. He is the Utah Jazz head coach, and I couldn't have imagined a better record for the first season of a Karl Malone video because they went 69-13. Yes, Karl Malone just won MVP with his team's record being 69-13. There's 2 different reasons of why that's hilarious and also kind of worrying. 2K, I don't know what's wrong with you. If you programmed that in, you're a sicko. First round, we're taking on the Clippers. You think I'm worried about the Clippers? No, we have Karl Malone. He's scaring people off the court. Well, I guess he's only scaring people off the court if they have young women, young children, young daughters. But if they're, you know, not fathers, not parents, they probably don't care about Karl Malone. Honestly, they're probably just happy to hoop against him because he was pretty decent at basketball. Horrible human being, good at basketball. Another horrible human being is James Dolan. I know he's not actually owning the Knicks in this time period, but he does now. And listen, I'm so sorry for Knicks fans. I genuinely feel really bad for you. At least you guys got like Derrick Rose and Obi Toppin. They're fun. Oh my god, Karl Malone, 49, 12, 5, and 4. Dominating the New York Knicks. Who do the New York Knicks have? Patrick Ewing? Yeah, I mean, they also got a couple cool guys. You know, John Starks. You got Mark Jackson, Xavier McDaniel. They even have all-time NBA commentator legend Greg Anthony. But guess what? They are not good at... Well, it's a tied series, so they might be good enough to beat the biggest supervillain in NBA history, Karl Malone. And to add a twist to this video, because who doesn't love adding twist, every time Karl Malone wins an NBA championship, like right now, if he beats the New York Knicks, at the end of the playoffs, the finals, free agency, all of that jazz, at the beginning of the season after they lose in the finals, I'm going to give the Knicks 5th best player a 95 overall. So if they got 5 players and Mark Jackson is their 5th best player, well, guess what? He's now a 95 overall after losing in the finals. Think about it this way. Karl Malone is Voldemort, the New York Knicks are Harry Potter's parents, and John Starks is about to be Harry Potter, the boy who lived. Or the Knicks are about to win because it's 139, really close game, and you know what? We are going to jump in and witness the monstrosity ourselves. Big Patrick Ewing at the line. You know, the Utah Jazz, they're only down by 1. Is it going to be 2? Yeah, it is. Patrick Ewing nails the free throw. You know, this camera angle has kind of been a staple on the channel throughout the course of the year. Like, this is the most used camera angle I've used in videos, so we're going to rock with it. Karl Malone, he's getting double... You know what? No, I'm not rocking with it. Sorry. We're changing the staple. Welcome to 2K Low. This is what I use when I actually play the game, when I play my career. I use 2K Low, so we're going to use it for videos. I don't know why it resets. I think I've changed it in multiple... What was that? Oh my god. Karl Malone out here being a playmaker to get the tie? Okay, Karl. This was kind of the most scary pass ever. Like, what kind of lob pass is this? It barely moves. Brown has to, you know, go ahead and find it, and then he finally, you know, after dribbling for some odd reason, takes the shot over Patrick Ewing and actually makes it to tie the game with 1.5 minutes to go. Mark Jackson, another legendary NBA, I almost said reporter, but he's actually just a commentator. I don't know what he's trying to do here with that one-on-one, but it worked, and he still missed the mid-range, so I guess it didn't work. It was close enough, though. Jeff Malone running the offense here. Karl's on the right. Where's John Stockton? You would think Game 7 of the NBA Finals, this important of a game, you'd have John Stockton. Oh my god, Karl. That might have been the toughest hook shot I've ever seen in 2K. Oh my god. Karl, you were looking like a ballerina dancer out here. Look at that footwork, and then he just throws it out. This is the luckiest shot in NBA history. Either way, Mark Jackson. Yeah, he has the ball. Last possession. He did a couple of cool dribble moves, got open, but kind of sold the possession. We got Patrick Ewing fade away the same quarter as the shot from... Oh my god. We are having a big man battle. Patrick taking on Karl. 33 versus 13. I actually don't know Malone's real jersey number. number. I just know 13. That's kind of crazy to think about. This man is more known for being a child predator than a basketball player these days. Unless you talk to like 65-year-old white grandparents, then they'll tell you Karl Malone is one of the greatest big men to ever play the game. I'm not kidding. I tried to tell my friend's grandfather that Karl Malone got a 13-year-old pregnant, and he would not believe me. He said it was fake and made up, just like the whole Kobe situation from the early 2000s, and at that point, you know, that's when I realized the older generation just is not it. Either way, Karl Malone, hey, listen, I don't want to say too many good things, but in this drop-in game, you're going crazy. Nice little leg, puts them up 2, and we get another timeout. I'm sick of timeouts. All right, New York, show me what you got besides cheap pieces of pizza, and I don't know what else they really have. They got hot dogs down there. Patrick Ewing, once again, one-on-one in the post. He kind of picked up his dribble. Not a great look there. Mark Jackson gets the ball back down to Ewing. Patrick gives it to Vanderway. Kiki gives it back to Mark. Mark, what are you doing? Just give the ball to Patrick. I know it's what you want to do to tie the game into overtime. Patrick down low, but he loses the ball. I mean, like, it's a Karl Malone video, sure. We want to see Karl Malone do good, and if the Knicks lose, they get a 95 overall player, whatever. But homie just caught the ball. You know, he probably could have had a really good layup opportunity here, and then he just lost it. Somehow it goes out of bounds. And I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sure that basketball... Oh my god, the basketball actually doesn't touch him. Oh, what? No? It still doesn't touch him. Look how he matrixed it. The matrix is well, it kind of hit his arm, but it's also on Patrick's fingertips. I'll say it was off Patrick. Still, really close. And I'm pretty sure back then they did not have no replay system. There's no way they can even challenge that call. So the Jazz, A, got really, really lucky because it looked like it was off on them, and B, it wasn't on them. The matrix, they moved back. They're like, ooh, the basketball ain't touching me, and then it's not off on them. New York Souls, 4.6 seconds. Utah got it in the bag. Well, I guess technically it's not over. They could pass it in. The guy makes his free throws, but only makes one, and then they shoot a 3. It's not going to happen, all right? Jeff Malone, I put my trust in you. He makes the first one. That was really great placed trust. Okay, can you make the second one? Make it a 4-point lead. Give the Utah Jazz an NBA championship is what I was about to say, and it also gives... Oh, Mark almost nailed that. The Knicks get a 95 overall player. Karl Malone, unfortunately, gets an NBA championship, and we move on to the second champ... Wait, why is he crying? He just won. It's a Malone-on-Malone connection. They're just cuddling together on the bed. Is Malone crying after he won? This man has done so many bad things in his life. He's trying to be redeemable by crying on the bench. Well, Karl, but why are you crying? You're not LeBron. Like, you won the title, dude. Go celebrate. I'm even more confused. Wasn't he just on the court when they won, and then he teleported to the... 2K makes no sense. They truly make no sense. Congratulations to Mark Eden and Mark Eden only. Everyone else on this Jazz team, you don't deserve an NBA championship. But Mark Eden, he deserves it more than anybody else from this era. And he averaged 37 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 blocks, 2 steals. Yeah, he was really good. I feel like I can't say he was a monster or he had a disgusting performance, because that already describes him even when he's not playing basketball. Also, the main reason I'm doing this video is because in almost all of my videos I've made around this era, I always make Karl Malone jokes, because let's be honest, it's really easy, just like Lamar Odom and his drug issue. But I felt like I needed to stop making Karl Malone jokes in every video I did in this era, so we're doing one big Karl Malone video to get all of the jokes out now. Greg Anthony is now going to be one of the best point guards in the league and the very best player on the New York Knicks. This is no longer the Jordan era. This is the Karl Malone era. 38, 16, 5, 2, and 2. He's putting up some crazy numbers. Like, I hate to say it, but these are some of the weirdest stats I've seen ever. Yeah, he's a 99 overall. Yeah, he's already pretty good in 2K, but 38 and 16, those are numbers you don't see unless you put, like, Bol in a league full of 5'4" players, or 199 overall and a bunch of 4. You know what I mean. Shaq, though, rookie of the year, he's coming. Pause, don't get all weird, but he's coming into the league. God, I can't even. Shaquille O'Neal has arrived to the NBA, and he's going to be good at basketball. There, better? You're not going to get all weird on me? By the way, Greg Anthony, most improved player. 27, 8, and 8 with 2 steals. The Utah Jazz are the 6th seed this year. We're taking on the San Antonio Spurs. We got 1 game. We got 2 games. Give us a 3rd game, and we move on. And in the second round, we're playing that... Oh my god, that big man duo is terrifying. Imagine trying to score a basket on Shaquille O'Neal and Dikembe Mutombo. Dude, they might be screwed, because without Karl Karl Malone scoring, they got nobody else. And how are you going to score on two dudes like Dikembe and oh, well, he had no problem scoring on Dikembe Mutombo and Shaquille O'Neal because he just dropped 50, 16, 6, and 3. He also had 5 fouls, played 48 minutes, played the entire game. All right, Karl, I see the dedication. If only you could dedicate yourself to being in your child's life a little bit more, at least, you know, back then. Now, his kid wants nothing to do with him. Pretty sure the kid that he actually had is like an NFL player, something crazy like that. Karl Malone had 45 and 15 in game 2. He is dominating Shaq and Dikembe. Oh my god. Apparently, they're just not good enough to beat Karl Malone as the Jazz sweep them. Karl only had 29 in this last game. He said, I gotta take it easy, rest up for the next round, where they will be taking on the Seattle Supersonics? Why do the Seattle Supersonics have old man Larry Bird? And why does Larry Bird's old person face scan look like every white old woman in Nickelodeon cartoons? Like, he looks like a SpongeBob character. Larry Bird's old person face scan reminds me of the person who doesn't want chocolates in that one SpongeBob episode. I'm pretty sure she's like in a wheelchair or something. Either way, the Jazz are back in the NBA Finals. We're taking on the New York Knicks, which means they're going to get another really good player, but it also means that they're losing to Karl Malone back-to-back years. Karl Malone wins from the 6th seed, averaging 40 and 20 in the NBA Finals. I mean, it was only 4 games, but 40 and 20 is insane. 49 in game 1. Cool, whatever. 35 and 24 with 8 assists. Oh my god, he's crazy. He's just... Okay, game 3, he took a night off, didn't do everything on the court, still had a nice 27 and 12. And then in the final game, he dropped 50 just for fun because he's Karl Malone and he's playing every minute of basketball. Since the Knicks just got a 95 overall last season, I've decided to do something different to stop Karl Malone from being the greatest basketball player of all time. And if you can't tell who this man is, let me just click on his name real quick. Yep, Chris Hansen is being added to the NBA. That's right, no more pizza parties for Karl Malone. Chris Hansen's in the building. He's going to be 20 when he starts in the league. He got high potential. He's going to be the point guard that takes down Karl Malone. Or if somehow in this sick, twisted video game of NBA 2K, they're going to end up on the same team. You never know. 1993 draft. There's some cool dudes like Penny Hardaway, all of those kind of guys, but Chris Hansen, he's the only one who matters. I can't believe, I just realized he's a 7-foot point guard. So I didn't mean to make him a 7-foot, 235 point guard. I just took a player at the bottom of the draft class, changed his position to point guard, gave him high potential, changed his name, and turned his hair blonde. And guess what? Now he's a 7-foot point guard. And yeah, I could change it, make it so it's not too crazy. No, I'm leaving it. It's Chris Hansen. He may not actually be 7 foot, but to Karl Malone, he's going to be larger than life. Life in prison, that is. The place where Karl Malone should be. Imagine for some odd reason a descendant of Karl Malone watches this video and like sends a death squad towards me. Chris Hansen, Rookie of the Year, 21 and 8. Shaq wins Most Improved Player after just winning Rookie of the Year. He really didn't improve that much. I mean, sure, you got a couple more rebounds. I hate when 2K gives Most Improved Player to someone who is just a rookie. Like, sure, you're going to improve from your rookie to sophomore year. And I know John Morant won it like that, blah, 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 blah. It's realistic. No, I don't even think John Morant should have won it. By the way, we're just the greatest team in NBA history. We are, what, 69 and 13 once again. So not the greatest team in NBA history, but the perfect team for Karl Malone to win another NBA championship. We're going to simulate playoffs because I'm that confident. By confident, I mean, hey, guys, Game 7, surprise. Karl Malone is injured. Consider adjusting the rotation. Oh, great. His sins finally caught up to him. And hallelujah, he's been eliminated from playoffs. He still played. 48 points, 14 rebounds, 6 assists. He just had no help. None of his teammates wanted to do anything. Del Curry's hurt. John Stockton only had 1 single point, 10 assists, which is kind of what he did in his career anyway. But still, you guys got to help him out. Or don't help him out. Actually, for the point of the video, I'm kind of glad that he lost. I don't want to see him do good. But on the other hand, when he wins the finals and we get to introduce some cool new thing to the league, that's also a lot of fun as well. Karl did it again. 38, 19, 9, 2, and 2. I don't know why my voice sounded so harsh right there. Karl Malone also won Defensive Player of the Year. Good for him. Dwayne August. I don't even know who you are. I'm pretty sure you're not real, so I don't care. First round, we're up against the Seattle Supersonics. Guess what? We beat them. By the way, this year, 64 and 18. I'm sure you can already know where the joke's going, what I'm about to say regarding Karl Malone and the number 18. So I'm not going to make it. I'm simply not. I just wish that girl would have made it to 18 before he slept with her. Haha, I still made the joke. Yep, that's right. right. Anyways, they're in the finals again. Now they're playing the New York Knicks. This video has gone way too many different ways, but it's going to go the same way as the first season. We're going to win a title. Karl Malone may have just put up the craziest stat line in 4 games I've ever seen. 44, 23, and 10. A 44-point, 23-rebound, triple-double. Dude, listen, this video, I didn't want to make it, but it's now turning out to be one of the greatest career simulations I've seen. He's unstoppable. He can't get beat. Just like he somehow beat America's legal system, he's somehow beating every NBA opponent that steps in front of him. Except for the Trailblazers that one season. I guess technically he hasn't gone undefeated, but also the Knicks just lost to us. Are they still really good with multiple 90s? Yeah. You know what? Although they already have a couple of 90s, I'm going to make them even better. Xavier McDaniel, welcome to the 95 overall club, my friend. You're 32 years old. You're actually only on a 1-year contract. And you haven't done much since 1990. But you know what? I'm going to give you a new breath of life. Fresh breath of life. I don't know what I'm trying to say there. Greg Anthony has somehow ended up being a 99 overall, by the way. You know, potential crazy thing, hell of a drug. They also got Horace Grant and Doc Rivers, who would also be really fun to see be 90 overalls. I'm not going to lie. I'm really tempted to do it because they only have 0. You know what? We're doing it. We're doing it. I don't care if they end up having the same team next year. I guess that's my fault. How often do you get to see Horace Grant and Doc Rivers be 90 overalls? Not often. Actually, I bet you've probably never seen that before. And Knicks fans are probably going crazy because I have given them 590 overalls. Now they might be the greatest team in the league, or they're going to lose them all in free agency. I apologize, New York Knicks fans who watched this video. You guys lost 2 of your 90 overalls. It was the 2 who I said you were probably going to lose. Yeah, they actually ended up going somewhere else. I don't know where. We're about to find out together as I scroll through all of them. Magic Johnson, Dikembe, and Allen Houston. What kind of team is this? Horace Grant has formed a big 3 with Clyde Drexler and Scottie Pippen, who actually ends up in the Trailblazers on this universe. That's actually kind of cool. Oh, and Doc Rivers decided to go to the Boston Celtics about 20 years too early. And if you're curious about the GOAT, Chris Hansen, he's putting up decent enough numbers, 20 and 8. You can't really ask more from him. He's a 7-foot point guard in the 90s. Hello, Karl. Welcome to the MVP Mountain once again, or whatever they would call it. Does MVP Mountain make sense? Is that a thing? I don't know. He's been winning all of the MVPs, so I feel like he is the mountain. He also won Defensive Player of the Year as well, so he got all the oh my god, Jordan and Chris Hansen. 2 people you wouldn't expect to be in the same sentence or the same All-NBA team, but guess what? It's happened. He's here. Our boy Chris is averaging 26 and 8 this season. You love to see it. Anybody else cool on any of these teams? Nope, not at all. First round, we're taking on the Phoenix Suns. I'm not worried about them. More like the Phoenix Bums. Second round, Penny Hardaway and Hakeem are on this team, by the way. I noticed it when I was scrolling through rosters, but I didn't point it out for the video, but I'm pointing it now, because this is one hell of a duo. Like, this duo is so cool, I'm tempted to make one of those duo simulation videos of Hakeem and Penny Hardaway. It's not a real duo, but it would be fun to watch. I don't know, as we almost lost to them. Okay, that's terrifying. Portland, what's up? They have that big 3, so we should be able to beat, I don't know, it's gonna be close. They're the 7th seed, we're the 1st seed, but we're down 2-3. I'm gonna simulate through game and just pray we close. Yep, okay, we tied it. I don't know why I said close. I went to go say pray we close out the series, but we have to win game 7 anyway, which so far it's pretty close. We might not go to the finals. We might lose to the Trailblazers again. Never mind. We took a big jump. Now it's a 6-point, 2-point. We ended up winning. Okay, that's all that matters. We're once again in the finals, taking on the New York Knicks. We've given them so many 90s, and some have left, some have stayed, some have lost to the Utah Jazz for a 2nd straight year. That's right, Karl Malone, Finals MVP once again. I love that 70s show. It has nothing to do with Karl Malone winning the MVP. I'm too lazy to watch 8 seasons of a TV show, and I've seen a couple of clips that I think are funny that I really like. By the way, Chris Hansen, All-NBA first team, him and Karl Malone hanging out together. Not for the reason you'd assume, and not for the reason they probably should hang out together, but you know, what can you do? I'm not the police, okay? I'm not no police officer. I can't. Oh my god, I may not be the police, but Chris Hansen is, because he just beat them in the finals. Oh my god, Chris Hansen. I love you, Chris Hansen. Do I end the video here? I mean, technically, Chris Hansen beat Karl Malone, and I can only imagine he would arrest him at this point, right? Like, did I just make a competitive version of How to Catch a Predator in a 2K? I think I did. Oh my god. Either way, Chris Hansen, Finals MVP. He beat the Jazz in 7. I simulated quickly because, I don't know, I wanted to get through the seasons because he's going to play until he's 50, so I was going to tell my 70s show story and then keep on moving. But he lost to Chris Hansen. Listen, if he loses to Chris Hansen again, I'll end the video there. I don't want to end it right now because I feel like that would be sudden and unfair to you guys, but if he loses to Chris Hansen in the finals again, like for a 2nd time, video's over. Video is wraps, I swear. It's back to my That's So 70s show. That's So 70, no, That's So Raven plus That's 70s show. They're not the same thing, not even close, by the way. I don't know how I combine them. I also don't know why I look to my right as if I had a face cam. I do that a lot. I talk with my hands fans that make a lot of facial expressions. And now you're probably in the comments like, then why don't you have a face cam? Why don't you get off my nuts and let me make my YouTube videos how I want to make them, alright? But that 70s show, great show. Watched a couple of full episodes. Most of the time, it's just me watching clips or like highlights because you think I want to watch 8 seasons of 30-minute No, there's just way too much. I can't watch that much of one thing. But I like watching the clips on TikTok, and I just wanted to mention that. I don't know why. It's a good show. I find it very funny. Karl Malone, he finds the NBA way too easy, as he averaged 6 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks, 36 points, and, well, you guessed it, 13 rebounds. And I know right now you're probably screaming at me like, oh, you always round up. Why'd you say 13, not 14? Have you watched the video up to this point? I think you get it. It's a Karl Malone joke. Greg Anthony is the new Michael Jordan playing for the Washington Wizards, averaging 30 and 8. Good for him. By the way, there's no ending to the That 70s Show story that I was kind of telling. It wasn't even a story. It was just me telling you that I like the show. But yeah, that's it. I just like the show. That 90s show is out. I know. I'm well aware. I haven't watched it yet. Don't yell at me. And I swear to God, if any of you spoil it in the video, I'm going to make you teammates with Karl Malone. Yeah, that's right. I'll make a whole nother video of you and Karl Malone as teammates in a simulation. How would you like that, huh? How would you like to play a bunch of NBA seasons with Karl Malone? I know I wouldn't. Heck, especially if I had a younger sibling, I would not feel safe around Karl Malone. Also, we're going up against the Vancouver Grizzlies, and the Jazz aren't as good as they usually are, but we have a new opponent in the Atlanta Hawks. They somehow squeaked in as an 8th seed. Oh my God, they got Michael Jordan. That's how. I was really confused. I was like, how does an 8th seed make it to the final? Nope, they have Jordan, and that is why they made it to the finals. But in this universe, he has no Scotty, no Dennis, and no dog in him, because the Utah Jazz, NBA champions, Karl Malone, 39, 19, and 7. 19? That's 18. There's no even reason to round up. Who needs Shaq and Kobe when you have Tyrone Hill and Michael Jordan? Not even close to the same thing, but in this universe, it's the best you got. Karl Malone wins another MVP. You know, MVP could stand for more than just most valuable player. In Karl Malone's case especially, most valuable player doesn't suit him. It actually stands for most valuable pedophile. So congratulations, Karl Malone. You're top of the top, cream of the crop. You're also injured, torn. You know what? You deserve it. Tear that MCL. They were the first seed. Hopefully they lose because of the whole Karl Malone injury, and they do. Who do the Dallas Mavericks have? I mean, I'm glad we lost, because guess what? Look at this. Malone didn't play, but we also have Reggie Miller now. 33-year-old Reggie Miller. He's super old. I recorded an entire video about Reggie Miller and Charles Barkley. I don't know when I'm going to upload it. I did order a thumbnail for it. I didn't make the thumbnail for that video, and I asked the dude to make a thumbnail for me, and I'm still waiting on it. That's why that video hasn't come out yet. Greg Anthony, your finals MVP, another monster of my creation in this video. Del Curry retired, but no Karl Malone, unfortunately. I was hoping the injury would have, sped up the process. He may have been like, oh, my knees hurt so bad, I need to retire. But no, it didn't happen. Literally nothing happened. He's still in the league. He's still, how old are you? 35 years old. He's still kicking around. He's still playing basketball. John Stockton is as well. Kind of crazy. This is the greatest moment of my 2K career. Greg Anthony is MVP. I've done it. Karl Malone has been defeated. He's not winning championships. He's not winning MVPs. Chris Hansen beat him in the finals. I have destroyed everything I sought to create. Well, wait, no, that works. I technically created him as a 99 overall, and now I'm destroying him with a bunch of other players. He's not even in any of the awards. What did he do this season? He still averaged 30 and 13. All right, well, he still had a really good season in there. The 6th seed. He won a finals from here, but not this year. The Houston Rockets, they're just that much better. What's their team looking like these? Still Hakeem and Penny. They were better than us, so they move on. I'm glad they were. Karl Malone, you're bad at basketball. I think it's time to retire. I think he also got injured this year with another MC. Oh my God, Greg Anthony. He's the GOAT. I've done it. Greg Anthony is the GOAT. He's better than Karl Malone. I've ruined Karl Malone. Please retire. Please retire. Where's your name? I'm looking for it. It's not here. It's probably not going to be here because he likes to play till he's a million years old. Like, we lost Muggsy Bogues, but we can't lose him. Allen Iverson is now here. I don't know why I wasn't expecting Allen Iverson. We're in 2001, but I didn't expect him to win MVP. I don't see it in 2K videos, so it's awesome to see. Don't get me wrong. I'm excited. Is that Shaq is on the Timberwolves now? Is KG on the No, because KG didn't get drafted there. Oh, they're on opposite teams. That's not weird at all. KG's on the Magic. Shaq's on the This is a weird video. Karl Malone, 37 years old, still on the first team, 27 and 11, 7 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. Good for you, whatever. I mean, not good for you. I don't want to say good. I say good for you when, like, the player we're watching has good stats, but, like, it's not good for you. I don't want to see Karl Malone succeed, but I, like, want to see the players. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't like Karl Malone, but the point of the videos is, like, you watch a player's career and you're kind of rooting for him because you want them to do good. But, like, I don't want Karl Malone to do good, but, it's like formula. It's muscle memory. That's what it it's called, and I don't remember most of these videos after I record them, so that's the other thing that's really funny, is I say it's muscle memory. I say very certain words very often. I have catchphrases, I guess you could call them, but I never notice them because I don't remember videos the day after I record them and edit them. Karl Malone has finally retired at the age of 37, along with Hakeem and Michael Jordan. We all know, oh my god, wait, sorry, hold up. Don't mean to stop what I was saying mid-set. He was drafted at number 13 as well. On top of that, didn't even notice he averaged 13 rebounds for 3 straight. This is awful. There's just too many signs. It's like 2K and the basketball gods knows what he did. It's awful. But he did average a lot of points, all right? He had a crazy career in terms of 2K. He averaged 30 points for his whole career, stayed with the Utah Jazz, 13 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. He had a career high of 73 points in a game. That's actually crazy to think about. He was an 8-time MVP, 5-time champion, 14-time All-Star, and a 4-time Defensive Player of the Year. Karl Malone has now scored the most points in NBA history, 38,614 points. Jordan's 3rd, Kareem's number 2, Wilt is 4, and Dominique is 5. And that's gonna do it for the video. I didn't want to make this video, but I did make this video, and it's now happened. Karl Malone, you're a trash human being, but this video was nothing but beauty, okay? It was a great video, entertaining, plenty of jokes. I don't know, maybe I'm just talking out my ass and I have a big ego. I have no clue. If you guys did enjoy, though, subscribe, like, YouTube, commenter thing. Bye. Good God. Leave.